All right, so a while back, I made a video called Can Sony Even Disrupt the Market with a New PSP? In that video, I talked about how a PSP with a 5G connection, something that connects to the internet, something that is dedicatedly connected to the internet, and is not 100% a cloud based gaming platform, would be one of the things that Sony could do to 100% turn around this terrible marketplace that they have found themselves in if they branched into a new aspect of technology and made the decision to advance a new aspect of technology, something like the PlayStation 5 portable or something like a usable device like a cell phone that is super beefed up, has access to cloud-based PS2 games, PS1 games, maybe even PS4 or 5 games, or even has direct power capabilities to run those games on that device, which would be the best way to handle this situation, something like the PS Vita. Instead, we get this. So this is the PlayStation 5 remote player. I don't know if this is Sony's attempt at edging into what I'm talking about, but this has got to be, in my opinion, one of the biggest waste of funds that I've ever seen. So essentially, what you're looking at is a screen with two controllers attached to it, and inside those controllers are probably the runnable features, the button interface and circuit board, etc. But by looking at this mock-up, it's very clear to me that behind that screen is probably the battery. There's probably not any ventilation. There's probably not any need for the ventilation because I'm guessing, just like how you would make a tablet today, you can just slap an Arduino inside of something and then just give it some basic software in order for it to connect to something. Sony's done that. I have this, this here. I've talked about this several times now at this point. This is the GameSir X2. This isn't even the best one. This you plug your cell phone into. You put your cell phone into that USB-C, and you know what you can fucking do? You can connect this to your PlayStation 5. You can connect this to your PC, your laptop, your cell phone, which means on my cell phone, I have the ability to run everything up to the Nintendo Switch. I have a OnePlus Nord 7T Pro, which is not a modern phone. This is a pretty old phone at this point. But if I take the time and understand what I'm doing, I can use this controller to do what Sony is attempting to do with this remote player. This is one of the most frustrating things I have ever seen. And it's dumb. It's a terrible idea. And I'm sure that this is going to have some form of basic uh, processor in it, and it's going to support minis, and it's going to be able to play some very small games on its own. I wouldn't be terribly surprised if some game developers add in mini games that only work with this device or the ability to play a separate game on this device. But as of right now, this has got to be one of the silliest things I had ever seen. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't have value. I'm certain it does. I'm sure there's a lot of people who will play on a television that is shared throughout the house, and having this system in the living room and being able to give this to your kids to go play somewhere else is a completely logical argument for why this product might actually have purpose. But it doesn't change the fact that once again, Sony is shilling what I would deem e-waste. This is not a product that anybody is going to be hacking or modifying. I don't see any information here regarding a CPU processor. I don't see anything talking about a GPU processor, a Snapdragon, anything, a Tegra. Obviously, this is recent information, but it just really upsets me because once again, Sony, a company who has shown that they have the possibilities, they have the tools, they have the engineers to produce a product that is worth our time to actually purchase and use, is not happening. Much like all the other cloud products and cloud peripherals popping up, such as the Logitech Cloud, just buy a Steam Deck. Just buy a Steam Deck. this product will not be worth anything to you in 7 years. Where a Steam Deck at least is a computer at that point. At least you can set it up to a monitor, you can bring it with you, you could crack the fuck out of that screen, and it is still a useful item because it is a fully functioning goddamn computer, and you can use it however you damn well please. Because that's what you should be purchasing. Because that is the logical purchase. I don't know what this thing is going to cost, but I can tell you right now, outside of R&D, which is going to be a large purchase cost for this item, as well as the manufacture of this item, I would not be surprised if this reaches about $140 or even into $80 to $90. This is not a phenomenal product. It literally just looks like they slapped a tablet in between two controllers, or one controller. I don't know. I don't know why Sony wants to do this. Like, they have an opportunity by incentivizing and upgrading their cloud support right away, making their PC side launcher easily available, doing partial downloads for the games that you play. You know, if it was just some form of DRM, whatever. I had the same exact take with my Xbox video recently, where I was like, why, why? Like, full backwards compatibility is 100% possible. You have proven that you have your own emulators in house. You could an Xbox can be fully backwards playable with no issues in theory, as long as you took the time to do the programming and put the work in to make sure that all of your game library is valid and available. Well, now we have Sony doing the exact opposite by producing a cloud product for a system that has almost no games for it. Let's be realistic. And why? Why? What else can I do? Can I connect it to my PC? I can already do that with my phone, so why would I bother? And as I already said, I have this, so there's no reason for me to. Not only that, because I have and I choose to buy powerful phones, this also becomes super useful because I can run Dolphin, I can run RPCS3, well, I don't think I can run RPCS3. I can run PS2, I can run PSP, I can run Switch, Game Boy, anything I want. I could play Pokemon MMO on my phone with a controller like it's a Switch. It just doesn't make sense. I've said it so many times at this point. This if you need something like this, if you need something like this, or you want something like this, the Steam Deck is the best place to go. I don't know why Sony would do this. It's so silly. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people who see the advantages of this, and I want to be very clear that there are advantages to a product like this. Kids is a big one. Keeping them busy while you can still be able to access the television, being able to control the PlayStation 5, to be able to lock specific things. Like, I get it, it's a very closed ecosystem. It's great for kids, especially teenagers. And if you're trying to parent, it becomes very helpful for you to have the tools to do that and to not have video game addiction occurring within your house, and being able to put restrictions onto specific devices is very helpful. And I get that. But you can just do that with programming, and you could just learn that, and you can just put it on your Steam Deck. Like, you can have the Steam Deck on a family plan, and then all you have to do is just tell it to not communicate with that device, and now it can't. It's, oh my god! Like, Steam has a very good, and it seems like I'm dick riding Steam, and I'm not dick riding Steam. Steam has their own faults, absolutely, but it's like, at least when Steam releases a product, I can see the validity to the product, and I can argue that that product has value. Like, the Steam PC had value. People were using it and modding it and then using it as a regular computer. It still has use today, even though it's a lot of proprietary hardware. This doesn't. This just doesn't. Let me know what you guys think down below. Interactions are very important on YouTube, of course. And I'm going to work. See ya.